corruption was to be a country, Nigeria will be number one. If corruption was to be a person, then the Buhari-led administration. If corruption was to be a government, APC governments. So this will now brings me to this heavy revelation that came out during the weekend. And this is about over 38 trillion naira that was embezzled from stamp duty. There was some other money that were recovered, as well as over 60-something billion naira, which was embezzled. And after being recovered, the money went, was looted once again. And then the president, Muhammadu Buhari, when approached to talk about the issues, this money has been recovered. Some people are sabotaging our process of investigating. These issues were issues that happened between 2015 to 2018. Mr. President said, go ahead and do your work. And the young man went ahead to, find a way to write some memo in terms of reaching to the president. I have found another big fish. There is money in this country that have been looted. What about this? And they said, my dear brother, just move on. Some people are untouchable. Oh yeah, let's watch the video together.
What happened with CBN? There was this issue of stamp duties. And some people have written, School of Banking Honors. It's an NGO in the banking and banking sector. They had written a petition saying that the banks have recovered over 38 trillion over the years for stamp duties, and that this money had not been remitted. Okay? And they mentioned the former acting governor of the central bank. When Emefiele was removed, an acting governor was appointed. That man was the chairman or the MD, the managing director of, they call it Nigerian something banking system. So that is a firm established by bankers in Nigeria, So they mentioned him. And shortly after that, there was this announcement that he has been appointed deputy governor of the central bank. So I wrote a memo to informing President Buhari that how can you appoint as deputy governor somebody who we are investigating concerning stamp duties. So those were the two memos I gave to the ADC. So he kept it for 1 month. One evening, he called me. He said, Mr. Obla, please, I want to see you. So I went to the villa, and he handed over those two memos to me and said, oh, it's too hot. It's too hot. Go and investigate other cases. Leave this. So I left.
Now, from every indication, the dead cannot defend themselves. The former chief of staff to the president, Kerry, who is now allegedly to be part of this corruption scandal, is no longer alive to defend himself. So we let that be. What about the Minister of Justice, Malami? That we have said this before, that a lot happened under Buhari, and some of those people are untouchable. Not that they cannot be picked up, but because some people, all fingers are not equal. So therefore, the laws in Nigeria are made only for the poor, not for the rich or for the elites or politicians, and that is the reason why some people are untouchable. So now that you've heard from the horse's mouth of how over 30 trillion naira of stamp duty was not remitted, what is the budget of Nigeria for 2024? It's 27.5 trillion. Now imagine 38 trillion naira. That is the budget of 2024, and half of the budget, that was what was stolen. Right? So if that money was to be in use, and this will bring me to what Mr. Peter Obi said, that imagine going into somebody's house to recover over 1 billion, 2 billion. Why will the country not be facing inflation? It is a normal thing that the country will suffer. Imagine that I have up to 1 billion naira on me, lying in the account or maybe in my house, the country will be suffering. But imagine that I invest that money into the economy, probably into agriculture. Do you know how many people that I would have been able to employ by that 1 billion that I have deployed into agricultural sector? Do you know how many people I will be feeding? You know, do you know the profits that the country will be making through tax and the one that I will be making in return of the money that I've invested? But let's tell ourselves the truth. The matter is that the government is not serious. The people in power only cares about looting to do nothing. And like they say, money that is not for you, you can never use it for anything good. That is the reason why they will steal and heap them in the house, and the people masses are suffering. May Kenyan protests never happen in Nigeria, because if it does, 2020 NSAS protest is just like. Thank you for watching.